Hey, well, welcome back to the show. This is Dudes on a Couch with your boy Alex here.
I hate the name.
I'm Christian.
I forgot.
You're supposed to say your name.
I'm Matt.
They figured it out by now.
That's Travis. Can't.
Yeah,
fucking
if you're
talk,
listening to
man.
this in audio, then you don't know who he is. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
a learn as you go process for all of us viewers included.
I like how we have a guest who's just sitting waiting.
All right,
And today we have a guest who's Chris's brother.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I haven't really actually heard your name yet.
My name's Dylan.
Why did you speak
Monty.
up
I
if
don't know.
you didn't even know his name?
I was just going for
You
it.
guys should have rock, paper, scissors about it or something.
We
I don't
could
know.
have.
My middle name is Dylan.
Dylan?
That's
Alright.
so, is it spelled the gay way?
What?
T-I-L-L-O-N?
No.
Thank God, man. We would have had problems, dude.
This is gonna be one of those episodes where we only get to keep like a quarter of the footage.
It's gonna be bad, dude.
That's what I said,
I can't
Dylan.
I can't hold my tongue. I'm
This
the most
episode's gonna
honest
be
asshole
10
ever.
minutes.
That's
Me and Dylan used to have a podcast. Sometimes it's unlisted, but sometimes
It's
he
so bad,
sends it to me, and I'm just like, why did we even make this?
It was fucking. We didn't even talk about shit. We were just complaining and saying fucking cunt every 2 seconds.
Honestly, we were just making evidence for a future legal case.
Literally.
Fair enough.
Just fucking incriminating each other. So let's talk about how we fucking met, Christian. I feel like that's a good way to start it off. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
So, some backstory. Our father was a slut, to say the
Alright.
least, right? He fucking had 6 kids and didn't raise a single one of them. You know, just planted
Right.
his seeds and then just didn't even watch it grow. And this
It's a
fucking guy...
sunflower, essentially.
Yeah. So Christian was living with his mom because, like I said, dad doesn't give a fuck. I wasn't even living with my dad at the time. He was like, hey, you want to go to McDonald's? Like, alright, sick. Let's go get some McDoubles, bro. So, there's a McDonald's right on Forest Ave in Portland. You know, the one with the
Yeah.
big-ass play place?
We know.
Yeah,
We know that one.
fucking right. Everyone does. It's like a childhood fucking necessity. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? If you don't go to the play place, your childhood sucked worse than mine. You know? I walk in there and my dad orders me like 3 McDoubles and I cough them down because I was a fat little shit, and I just start playing up in the play place and I run into this little fucker and we're like, hey, how's it going? I think we were like wrestling all the way at the top. There's like this weird like spinny fucking cushiony
We kind of look
stupid
like
things.
each other a little bit.
Yeah, so we walk up there and we're like wrestling, we're fucking around. I'm like, what's your name? And he goes, Christian Montessori. And I'm like, no way, that's my name. I'm Dylan Montessori. And so we both run down all excited and we run up to my dad and I'm like, Dad, this is Christian Montessori. And my dad's like, oh. And then my dad looks over and sees Christian's mom and is like, oh. We're like, I guess we're brothers. That's literally how it fucking went. It was the most dumbfounding experience ever, dude.
That's amazing. How old were you guys?
Young.
Yeah?
He was like 12.
It was
maybe?
enough time where it was fucked up that we didn't even know each other existed.
Yeah.
I knew I had a brother named Christian. Never met him in my fucking life.
I didn't even know I had a brother
How many
named
other
Dylan.
kids were in the play place?
So many.
Okay,
There was
so
like 20 other kids.
it's
just
just
gravitated
it's definitely
toward
like
each other.
it wasn't a coincidence. That you just ended up being like, yo, fucking let me go fuck with this guy.
I bet you my dad knew that you were gonna fucking be there. Like, he talked to your mom or something. And he was just so awkward. He
Some
didn't want to be
psyop.
offense or anything. He's like, go fucking play. But it was one of the
Hopefully I don't have to
weirdest
introduce
things.
them.
Yep. So we ended up just hanging out all the fucking time after that. We'd go to his house and fucking just so many stories, so much dumb fucking shit, dude.
Yeah. A lot of dumb shit.
It's just ignorant.
We got
It's
cat-
hilarious.
We're
Though.
banned from the pizza time in Westbrook.
Yeah, we're banned from a few places. It got bad.
When we were 16, we had this dumb idea of buying cameras and recording videos. That was bad.
I think
We almost got
everyone tries
expelled,
that
both
at
of
one
us.
point.
Yeah, we made a name for ourselves
Sure.
way too young, man. We almost like. You ever tell these guys about the Hayden Wilkins thing?
Yeah, in passing, but I don't have the video, so I can't show
Yeah,
it to
you
them.
can't show them the.
It was
fucking
good. Hot
glory,
1047.
Is there a way to get the video?
man.
Or is
No,
it-
we've tried so hard. We've
YouTube told me to
scoured
go
the
fuck
web.
myself a couple weeks ago when I asked one more time. They're like, yeah, we
Mhm.
deleted that video in 2018. I was like, oh, cool. They're like, yeah, you could have got it. Because I deleted it in 2016, technically.
Mhm.
But,
Didn't
yeah, they kept
Nathaniel
it.
delete it? Or was it
yeah,
you?
yeah, so it was hacked.
Yeah, fucking little fuck, dude. Oh my god, don't
My
even get me
entire,
started on that
I have
kid.
one YouTube channel, has like 1,000 subscribers. It was my second channel, and there's nothing on it.
Mhm. His most popular video. You guys remember the ice challenge? Whatever it was, where you
Yeah,
pour
yeah.
salt and then ice on your skin. He just blew
Oh,
up
yeah.
from that. Everyone just loved that shit in the video. And then he uploaded this video. So there's this fucking stupid kid. You guys ever heard of Hayden Wilkins?
No.
He's a wannabe trap star rapper from Maine, fucking hotshot. Pretty sure he's from like Buxton or Gorham or something.
He's
but
from Gorham, yeah.
he went to Christian's high school. He went to Bonnie Eagle. And I knew of him because I knew this fucking other kid who was like his butt buddy named Tyler Pardue. And I don't like Tyler.
Who I grew up with, actually.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
mom was friends with my mom, and then later, like, shoplifted from Walmart with my mom, and my mom like, had a mental breakdown in front of her.
Fantastic.
It was like, dude, I swear the fuck to God, like, if you need clothes for your children, why the fuck didn't you just tell me?
Yeah.
Why are you stealing clothes from
Stealing them.
Walmart?
It was weird. We share a lot of mutual friends without even knowing we were mutual friends.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird. But
I wouldn't
so
consider him friends.
this fucking Tyler kid was just a hot shot. He had tattoos before he had a car. You know, he was just going all out on stupid shit. Me and Christian just didn't like him. So like, we have this awful fucking video we made where we went to the. You guys know Riverbank Park in Westbrook?
I
It's
know
like
what-
when
yeah,
you
yeah.
take
Yeah,
the
the
pass
bases
right on
there.
Main
Yeah.
Street. We just go there, and we were just like, let's make a fucking video. So he whips out his stupid like camera, GoPro, or whatever the fuck he had at the time, and I was playing the part. I think I was Tyler, right? And you were Hayden, or the other way around. We essentially impersonated
We had
them,
no idea.
and I was just acting like I had fucking like retard syndrome to the max. I was so offended. This is my impression. I was like, I was just like rapping and shit, doing
In our
fucking
defense,
retards.
we were 16, so
And it
we
was
didn't
pretty
know
good
the
fucking
social
track,
acceptance.
man. It was a pretty good track. I had some bars that day. we were on top of the
The worst
playground.
part is the parody was better than Hayden's music.
It was fucking hilarious. So we make this like 5-minute long video of just roasting the shit out of this kid and how much he fucking sucks, how little we all like him. And it ended up fucking, some local radio station thought it was hilarious because they had a mutual hatred for this fucking kid, and they put it on their Facebook and it got like 1 million views within like 2 weeks. And it was like, this is the shit! Fuck Hayden Wilkins! What ended up happening, I was in middle school at the time, I was in like 7th grade, and he was just like just starting out in high school. I get pulled out of my fucking class and they bring me into the fucking office and they're like, this is like a civil crime. This is civil hatred. The principal at the time, her name was Miss Wood. We all hated her. She was a cunt, dude. She pulled us in the office and she's like, I'll have you know, I have a cousin with cerebral palsy, and this fucking video was so offensive to me. I can't believe a student in my school would make something like that. And I'm like, I didn't make it at the school, lady. You know, it's got nothing to do with the school. You can't do nothing to me. And she's like, well, I'm gonna call your fucking dad about it. I'm getting a phone call. Oh, it's my doctor's office. That's so awkward. I'm gonna
Go
take
for
this
it.
real quick. Hello?
Perfect, dude.
This is Dylan, Mary. How are ya?
Oh no.
Sweet. Okay, where's the office located? .335 Brighton, that's all I needed to hear, Mary. Okay, yeah, I think I remember going there. Sweet.
Why is this so funny?
Sounds like a plan, thank you. I have to get medical clearance for my ankle. We're keeping that in, by the way. Where was I? What was I talking? So this fucking asshole lady pulls us into the fucking office and she's just complaining, bitching about it. And like, I didn't do it in school, you can't do nothing about it. So she's like, I'm gonna call your dad. I'm gonna get you in some fucking trouble. So she calls my dad, and she goes on this whole spiel about how offensive I was, how it was like a civil hate crime for making fun of people like that, and she's just like, he's just so disgusting and despicable, like, you have to see this video. So my dad, when I get home, he's like, show me the video she was talking about. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm like playing through it, I'm like skipping through parts, trying to avoid like looking like a complete asshole. The only thing my dad had a problem with is there's a fucking like 3-second segment in the video where I'm on top of the slide and I like throw myself down and go, my dad's bald as fuck. And he watched that and he goes, what the fuck? He was so mad. He grounded me for like 2 weeks. He didn't care about making fun of fucking kids with cerebral palsy or the fact that the school principal thinks I'm a despicable human. He just cared that I called him bald.
You were in 7th grade?
Uh-huh.
Fantastic.
It was
That's
amazing.
incredible.
Dude.
I got it worse though. I got pulled aside, but it was pulled aside. I had to go through 3 months of like re-education on special needs. I had to work with special needs kids, and I don't think they realized, but the real reason I had the idea of making the video to begin with is because Hayden Wilkins made fun of my brother who has special needs. So puts fire on the.
It's a full circle.
It's a full circle, yeah.
That's so ironic.
But yeah, they made me go 3 months of that. If I didn't delete the video, I would have got expelled. And they wanted proof on my video manager, like the IT guys, like, we have to check your video manager to make sure it's actually deleted. They wiped my computer, and they wiped my pirated Final Cut Pro. They wiped fucking everything. Yeah, they're like, if you ever make a video offensive like that again, you'll never go to school in Maine, ever. And I'm like, dude, I just started. Like,
You ain't seen
I probably
nothing
should
yet.
delete this.
That was a short roller coaster though, because we could have went on to make so many other dumb videos like that and probably blown up, because that first video got reposted a lot. Everyone just loved us making fun of this stupid asshole kid. And just the teachers of what all those fucking liberal teachers want nothing to do with anything offensive at all.
I went from having 0 friends, everybody hated me because I just moved to the school, to like, now I have a few friends that like think I'm hilarious, and then the rest of the school hates me even more. I was getting messages on Facebook, like, I had like 300 message requests from people like all around Maine at our age, or like, you should go fuck yourself. Like, KYS, dude. Like,
What made it even more awkward is that Tyler kid that one of us was impersonating was dating my ex Mina before I started dating her, so like I would always see him around because I was trying to get it in with her bad, dude. And so he'd be around and he's like, I think I know you from somewhere. I'm like, yeah, you do.
we called it what was it? Tyler Pardue, Hayden Wilkins parody video, something along the lines of that. We really focused on Hayden though.
Yeah,
We just had Tyler's name in there for no reason.
Just so one of
Just
us
to
could have a
fuck with
name.
Everybody realized why I made the video, because they knew Hayden was a fuckhead anyways.
Mhm.
But he ended up leaving the school and moving, because he went from where I went to school, and then he moved to Portland for a bit, like after the whole incident. And his mom was driving him back and forth from Gorham. And then he got bullied there for the video. And then he moved to New Hampshire and actually went to school with my fiance. My fiance had no idea. One day she's talking to me about this stupid fuck in her art class that was stealing her art and calling it his own. I'm like, well, what's his name? Like, out of curiosity, she's like, oh, it's Hayden Wilkins. And I'm like, oh, full circle, dude. Like,
Small fucking
no
world.
so I had my iPhone out on graduation day when he's supposed to be graduating. He never showed up, so I don't think he graduated. But I was like ready for part 2.
I think we ended up making a part 2 actually, didn't we?
We cut up like a behind the scenes.
Yeah, we did like a follow-up video that just didn't get nowhere near as much traction.
It definitely was a
sad.
one-hit wonder.
Yeah, like I said, it was a short roller coaster. Fucking sad. Straight tragic. You guys do any ignorant shit in school? Any retarded videos that nearly got you expelled?
No, I got my head down for the most part. I was like,
Lucky
this
son of a
fucking
fuck.
sucks, and I just don't want to be here, so I'm just gonna pretend like I'm not here.
I definitely like to
What?
fuck with people, but
I
never
only
on
fucked with
camera.
people who I felt like were assholes.
Yeah.
Like I fucked with the bullies.
That was our only video that ever made fun of anybody.
To be fair, we made fun of like groups. Like we made fun of demographics when we made videos.
Yeah.
It wasn't a specific person except for that one
When
video.
what's his name? Paul Walker died.
Oh my god.
So
So actually, I did make one joke that a lot of people did get mad at, and I'm gonna tell you now. I'd prefer it if this got cut out. I was definitely old enough to know better.
we were too, in our defense.
We were very mature for our age.
Yeah.
We would think about
We both grew
really
up in
just
poverty,
ridiculous
though.
concepts and make videos about it. The dumbest shit.
Yeah, Paul Walker died. Was
Yeah,
somewhere
so
in our
about the
video.
Paul Walker thing. So Straight Outta Compton, the movie, like just came out. You remember that
Perfect
website you could
timing.
go where you could like Straight Outta Compton or Straight Outta Westbrook or wherever you're from. You get a picture of yourself
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
Facebook or whatever the shit. we took a picture of Paul Walker and it says straight out of the windshield.
In our video, we cut to a snuff film of somebody in a car accident, and
it was so
I traced his head to be on.
Don't you have that video up? You should put it in.
It's
I have it on my channel.
It's a shitty version. It's not the.
Yeah, it's not the original,
Holy
but it's still. You should put the revamped version up at least, because that shit was fucking hilarious. It's still on my channel.
I have it. I just uploaded it to my second channel.
Fucking. Like I said, dude, we're gonna have like 10 minutes of footage for this episode.
We'll leave most of the shit in. That's just us. I'll definitely cut his out.
I don't miss that shit much, dude. The ignorant videos. I miss fucking around in Westbrook. Like, we used to get bored. He'd come over to my house and we're like, let's just fucking go for a walk. And there was one night where we did get banned from pizza time.
Yeah.
I was sitting outside recording. Him and Christian walked into the store with a microphone, and there's nobody at the front counter, and he just does this. He's like, no service? Gun! And he just walks the fuck out, and the guy's like, don't come back here, what are you swearing at? And all this stupid shit.
Nobody was there. It was the middle of the night at fucking pizza time.
Yo, who the fuck wants to go into pizza time, though? Have you ever got a pizza at pizza time?
It's disgusting.
It's semi-depressing. Like, you eat a pizza at pizza time, you're not happy about it.
Would you say Little Caesars is better?
Oh, definitely. You walk into Little Caesars, at least it's an experience. You have the stupid checker fucking shit all over the place. You got those fucking assholes in the orange shirts. Pizza time's just a bunch
They
of
all
dudes.
were.
Yeah.
They were all the assholes.
Pizza time's just a bunch of dudes.
To be fair, though, like, none of us working at Little Caesars would wear the uniform.
Yeah,
All
they just
refused.
walk in.
Yeah.
Just
Walk in with band t-shirts every day.
It's whatever we were wearing that day, that's what we showed up.
Did you work at Little Caesars? You got the counter? I don't know.
Is that the worst job you guys had?
No, best job I've ever had.
Yeah.
Really?
It was
Best
the
job
best.
of
It's just
for a
fucking around with
while,
your
yeah.
friends if you
Well,
think about it.
the original owner of the place, like, when we started, didn't give a fuck. And he was just some
No
cheap
cameras.
ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
Didn't have cameras because he didn't want to pay for them. So we just do whatever the fuck we wanted.
That's sick, man.
And we did.
Cut this out. Cut this out.
This
This is definitely getting cut out.
That's so fucking stupid.
Half of our podcast is deleted.
Start.
That's what I'm saying.
So when I was working at Popeyes, it was like one of the worst jobs I had. I'd go home smell like chicken grease every fucking night. We had a bunch of like ex-criminal fucking cooks that like looked like they killed people. I loved it there
It's
personally.
the South Portland one, right? That
Mhm.
place is a shithole.
Oh, trust me, I worked there when they released the chicken sandwich guy. I fucking know all about it. You guys remember the whole fucking fad
Oh,
with the
yeah.
Popeyes
Chicken
chicken sandwich?
sandwich.
Fuck off.
Couldn't buy it.
We already
anywhere.
had a chicken sandwich. It was called a po' boy. Nobody wants to order something called a po' boy. So they're like, let's just get rid of the po' boy, chicken sandwich. And these fucking people would come in like pissed as fuck, screaming about a chicken sandwich. I just waited 3 hours. How are you guys out of chicken sandwiches? Because there's fucking 400 people before you ordered them, lady. Fuck me. But what I would do is anytime I'd have a friend come through the drive-thru and I recognized their voice, I would just get a box and start filling it with fucking chicken and biscuits and start flooding it. I've stolen thousands of dollars worth of food from Popeyes easily.
Am I cutting this out?
Fuck no. Popeyes, you suck my fucking dick. You guys suck to work for. You guys pay me like 12 cents above minimum wage to deal with Mondays. Fuck me, dude. Fucking sucked. I would just sit there and just get yelled at by the GM, and I'm like, I hand out chicken, bro. What do you want from me? You want me to clean my tongs extra nice? Like, what the fuck do you want from me, guy? I take orders, I throw them. That's it. That's my job.
I pick things up, I put them down.
Literally.
That's it.
It's the simplest shit. I hate brainless jobs like that because when you work fast food, you feel pressure to get shit done quick.
Yeah.
You know, like
but there's no
always...
pressure.
Yeah,
There's no
it's
pressure.
food.
It doesn't matter.
The only pressure I felt is when somebody paid for their food and we had to like make a park because their food wasn't ready. That's the only pressure I felt. I'm like, I feel bad, dude. You spent $40 on the shittiest chicken money can buy, and now he has to wait for it. That's soul sucking, man. I couldn't imagine. There's just something about food services that get me fucking going.
Yeah, dude, food service sucks.
It blows. I
People
work
are
at
like assholes about food too. Like,
Oh,
people
for
will,
sure.
For some reason, like specifically food, they will lose their shit over anything.
We had a bunch of Southerners who came up to Popeyes because the only Popeyes location for like 50 miles. Like people would come up to road trips in Maine and be like, "Let's go to Popeyes. I miss the old place." They'd come and be like, "Can I get the dirty rice?" And I'm like, "Sir, what the fuck is dirty rice?" It's just the most confusing shit. The worst part in the term that we coined is Mondays. You might have to cut this out. Mondays is a term that was made by this guy named Johnny, right? And Johnny was 55 years old. Completely black, missing an eye because he got shivved in prison. He had tattoos all over his face. he's the scariest looking dude you're ever gonna fucking see, and he would just walk up to you like, "Hey man, how's it going? I'm Johnny. How's it going?" Like he spent 20 years in jail, so he's like still a child at heart. He never matured to adulthood.
Right.
But he has a bunch of kids, and he just got out of jail, so he's like, I might as well get a job, you know what I'm saying? He used to hand roll me cigarettes while we would sit by the dumpster and fucking smoke on our breaks. And he started telling me, he's like, "So you get any Mondays today?" I'm like, "Johnny, what the fuck's a Monday?" Whoa, Johnny! You gotta relax. You can't start calling them Mondays. Like, he's like, "But nobody likes Mondays." It's the most genius shit ever.
Was that like a Black Monday, like the fucking stock market thing?
Dude, if it was a fucking who came in there and complained about chicken, they were a Monday. And it was every fucking day. You have ladies who would come in and get 16-piece fucking chicken meals. "I only want the dog meat. No white meat in my shit. I only want dog meat." For some reason, they always have a southern accent. It fucked with me. Like, you live in Maine. Why do you sound so south? Go somewhere else. You know, fuck me. If you're from the south, stay there. I don't want your shit.
He's from the south.
Go back.
I don't believe that Texas is considered the South.
Oh, it is. That's like the heart of the South.
No,
North Carolina.
Texas
Georgia.
culture is very different than like Louisiana.
If you go
That's the
past
South.
fucking like Virginia, you're in the South.
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah.
Like, when people are like talk about like Southern people, I think for the most part they mean like Louisiana,
Bible
Alabama.
Belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm from
Appalachia.
fucking Fort Worth. All right, I'm from a big fucking city in Texas. I promise, it's nothing like that.
Yeah, I hope not, dude. It fucking sucks. But they'd come in like, "Can I get 16-piece dog meat chicken, no white meat?" And I'm like, "You're gonna have to wait for that, lady. We only make so much chicken at a time. You want like half of what we got?" I mean, okay. And I'd give it to them. They'd come back 15 minutes later on the dot every single time. This chicken thigh wasn't good enough. There's so much bone on it. I don't even know why I keep coming here." I'm like, "Neither do I. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to keep serving you every week." And it was the same 4 or 5 chicks every fucking day on the dot coming in for their dark meat. I'll never understand it. If you order bone-in chicken, first of all, there's something wrong with you, right?
Yeah.
Chicken tenders are so convenient.
Yeah.
Dunk them in sauce, put them in your face.
Chicken.
Done. Exactly. You get the bone-in chicken, you got sauce on your fucking hands, you're like munching on bone like a fucking Neanderthal.
And you're still just getting chicken.
Yeah, it's the same shit. It's just maybe a little less processed. Who gives a fuck, dude? I'd rather have a processed chicken tender than some fucking chicken like that got ripped off of a fucking animal, got sat in a truck for fucking 3 weeks, and now it's at our store and we put it in a deep fryer. Not to mention, everything at Popeyes gets put in a deep fryer. There's
Everything.
not one thing on the menu except for like the mac and cheese. And even then, we put them in bags and put them in a fryer to cook them. It's fucking stupid, dude. Like the rice we didn't fucking deep fry. Obviously the buns we use for the chicken sandwich. That'd be funny, right? Start deep frying fucking bread. But literally, if you order something at Popeyes, 9 times out of 10 you're eating just the most disgusting fried food possible. They change the oil like twice a week.
Nice.
It's fucking nasty, man. I hated that place. Fucking, I remember there's a super tall guy. He kind of looks like you, Christian. His name is Charlie. He's just like a towering tall dude, like 6'7" something. And he was a little bit slow in the fucking head. He thought of himself as a basketball player, as I'm sure most tall people do. They just think, "Oh, ball up, you know, I'm tall. Everyone says I should play basketball." We had this weird fucking, in the counter, we have this like wall up on the ceiling where we have the TVs for all our special promotions and our menus and stuff. And then it like turned in the corner and it ended, and it was just like this little piece of wood hanging from the fucking ceiling. And he's like trying to look cool in front of customers. He's like, he's got a fat water receipt in his hand. He's doing like basketball tricks, and then he goes up to do a jump shot and he jumps and fucking smashes his head right on top of that little fucking strip I was talking about. He goes, "Ah!" And he sits on the ground. The 6'7" dude is just sitting there like this, fucking curled up, and he's like, "Ah!" He was never the same since.
God damn.
He changed after that day. He just like his demeanor. He just looked sad all the time. Like, it was just fucked up. It was a bad atmosphere, man. I don't think I've had a single job other than the one I'm working at right now where I'm like, yeah, I could do
You
this
should
for
tell
a
us
few
about
years.
the job
What
that
job?
we were talking about in the car.
Burger King?
No, the Lee dude.
I worked at Burger
Oh
King.
my god.
You'll love this.
Holy
yeah.
fuck. So, I'm guessing you guys have all worked, like, corporate jobs, right? Not, like, corporate, but, like, you worked for a company.
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
multi-million-dollar
Yeah,
company.
yeah.
I had to work for a multi-millionaire. Just a guy by himself. Just, it's the weirdest fucking thing. I met this kid named Prince Howard Barbecue Yee. That's his full fucking. You can't make this shit up. His first name's Prince Howard, middle name Barbecue, and his last name is Yee. It's the most like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? And I met this kid, and he has a whole story on his own. There's like a fucking article on Reddit with like 300 upvotes that was talking about him and his story and shit like that. But I meet this kid, and we'd all party at his house. He has like a $1.6 million property in Falmouth, and his dad's name is Howard Yee. You know, Prince Howard, it makes sense, you know. Howard Yee had a stroke probably 2 years ago, and the left side of his body's completely lame, right? And since then, his business started declining. Mm-hmm. And Barbecue was talking to me one day, he's like, we're looking for workers, you know, we need some hands or whatever. And I'm like, dude, working for $1 million doesn't sound that fucking bad, you know what I mean? I walked up to Howard, I'm like, hi, Howard, I'm Monty. He's like, who the fuck are you? You know, he talks funny. Keep in mind, this guy's completely 100% Chinese. He was born in Vietnam. His dad was Chinese and owned a bunch of factories in Vietnam. When the Vietnam War happened, he sent his son to go live in the U.S., and he was an illegal alien for years, right? As soon as he got his citizenship, he started getting real estate, and his business model is he'll buy shitty, rundown fucking garbage houses. He'll, like, paint the walls, make it look all pretty and shit. The walls are rotting by the cave, and he's like, slap a fucking layer of paint on it, call it decent. He'll rent it out for a premium. Fucking like $1,400 a month for these fucking people. And then when the house eventually shit the bed and it got condemned, that's just a tax write-off for him. It doesn't hurt him at all. That was his business model. He was making bank. This guy's worth like $30 million. And
This guy's gonna sue us for this episode.
I said that to
no. You'd think so, but he can't even get out of bed. He's not gonna file a lawsuit, dude. He has enough legal troubles, believe it. I don't know if you guys heard, but there was a big fire, I think on Newberry Street in Portland. It killed like 6 people a few years back. Yeah. The guy who owned that building, his name is Greg Nisbet. He was my boss. Ironically enough. And the only reason he was my boss is Howard heard about this story. Howard likes taking advantage of people. He likes finding people who are really low and building them up, so he like grooms them, you know what I mean? He's a very smart guy. He's very like fucking into psychology and shit like that. That's how like I'm into that shit too. That's how I knew he was trying to groom me into that shit. So he found this guy who was down bad, killed 6 people in a fire, all this stupid fucking terrible shit. And he just paid for his lawyers and got him out of jail, right? Instead of serving like who knows how long for 6 cases of manslaughter, it got taken down to like 30 days, if that. So Greg like owes this guy his life, and he's like always fucking doing shit for him. And when I heard about that fire and that I'm working for that guy who did that, I went and told my mom about it. I don't have a great relationship with my mom. I barely talk to her, but when I told her about this, she's like, no fucking way. I know somebody who died in that fire. And I'm like, oh shit, this is kind of awkward, ain't it? But this Howard guy is like, he's very sick in the fucking head, right? He was a party freak. Back in the day before he had his stroke, he was an alcoholic as fuck. He still is to this day. But, like, he would just fucking down wine, down fucking alcohol, do a bunch of crazy shit. And, of course, all that shit gets tied in with his son. So, Prince Howard has a bad rap already. He's not even in high school. Like, he hasn't even graduated. I'm pretty sure he dropped out, and his life's already fucked. You know what I mean? And I'll try to do an impression of him, but super Chinese, stuck in a wheelchair. This is what he told me one day, right? I need a personal assistant. I need no kids, less than 30. Big boobies, no fat, and she needs to like me. And I'm like, Howard, dude, you could be worth 30 billion instead of 30 million. No bitch is gonna suck your dick. I hate that. He's in a fucking wheelchair. You know what I mean? So he made me do a Craigslist ad. It might still be up of like needed a personal assistant. Falmouth Foreside, come work for us. $15 an hour. He's the cheapest fuck ever. He offered me $12.50 an hour to be his property manager. My quota was to go fix fucking houses. Like, we had to put in a drainage pipe, and I had to talk to tenants and collect rent and do a bunch of stupid, crazy, dumb fucking shit, getting paid $12.50 an hour to do so. Busted my ass off for this guy every single day. And what really, like, pushed the fucking line, what really crossed it for me, is he would, like, bring me to these fancy-ass restaurants every night. $500 tabs just for the two of us, just paying for the most expensive food possible. And he would, like, talk to me as if I was his son. He's like, BBQ, he's not getting shit. When I die, BBQ's not getting fucking thing. All my money go to my estate. Greg run the estate. Greg got all the money. I'm like, alright, like, that's kind of fucked up. You're just going to leave your son in the fucking ashes. But I can't tell you what to do with your millions, you know what I mean? But he would sit there and he would call me his chauffeur. I'd be sitting there in an outfit just like this, just hanging out, fucking doing whatever I need to do, sitting at a restaurant. I felt so out of place wearing fucking Timberlands and a hot fucking flannel when all these people are walking in with like Versace fucking suits on. So we're sitting there, and anytime a waitress would come up, instead of ordering food, he'd be like, "This is my chauffeur, my number one right here, man. This is the guy." And he's like, "This is my chauffeur, my security guard, property manager," and he would just start flexing me as if I was like his fucking kid or something. Like, I barely know you. I've been working for you 3 months. I'm not your chauffeur. I brought you to a restaurant. You would think being able to drive like brand new BMW X5s and all that shit would be cool, but not when you have a fucking handicapped asshole next to you the whole time. It just sucked, man. I remember there was a day I literally lost sleep. I could not fall asleep. I was sitting there in bed like, wow, I really have to go tomorrow and collect rent from people living in a shitbox house who can barely fucking make it by, knowing that house in 3 months is getting fucking condemned. This is my life. I'm ruining other people's lives. I'm 50 cents above minimum wage for it. So I woke up, I'm like, alright, I'm going to Howard's house, I'm getting my fucking paycheck, I'm telling Barbecue I'm going to stop working for his dad, and then I'm calling AAA and getting that fucking truck he gave me right into his front yard. He had this Chevy Silverado 1500 on fucking, I think it was like 33 by 9 tires, like the biggest and thinnest tires possible. It was jacked out, this truck. He had speaker systems in it. There's DVD players on the back seat. He had all the features because he could just afford it, right? Yeah. But when he had a stroke, the truck sat for years. Nobody fucking touched it. And it was like my job to like get it running. It was going to be my work truck. It sat in my driveway for like a month. Dude. I had to get new brake lines for it. Fucking Lord knows what else. I didn't even look into it. As soon as I heard brake lines, I'm like, I'm not doing that. Fuck off. I'm not getting under your shit jap out truck. And I don't even want to drive it. It's a 2-wheel drive Chevy. Who buys a truck that's 2-wheel drive? They get 2-wheel drive Mitsubishi Lancers with fucking 350 horsepower just to watch them slide into a pole. Like, it's not my fault you're a fucking idiot. You didn't get a decent car for the weather. But I called AAA, I got that piece of truck sat right on his fucking front lawn. Let me see if I can read this fucking, I want to see if I can find this text. I texted Howard, I think I made it super nice. I didn't want to be rude about it, you know what I mean? Because, like, he's got connections. And the last thing I want to do is have a millionaire be pissed at me.
I think you're the only person to call AAA to get a car out of your possession.
Yeah. So I texted him, like, Howard, I don't have interest in working for you anymore. I'm in need of money, and I'm simply not making enough. After you suggested last night that I should be working for free, I knew I had to find another place of work. I have my goals set, and I've shared them with you. Our goals simply don't align. As you said, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. I'm working on getting your truck dropped off today or later this week, and I wish you the best. Right after I said that, he calls his fucking son. He's like, Marty can't quit. I need him. I need Marty so bad. And Barbecue calls me. He's like, so my dad said he's willing to let you keep working for him. Like, willing? Like, he needs it. And he's like, $13 an hour. I'm like, 50-cent raise? Fuck off! I was so insulted, but the saga of Howard just lives on, man.
So he was paying you money that would just gone back into fixing the truck.
Yeah, ironic, right? Super. I was making like $230 a week to ruin people's lives. That's not worth it at all.
Not at all.
I just, like, it fucked with me so bad, but there's so many stories with this guy. He's been through so much. I could write a book on him, like a New York Times bestseller.
Just called Barbecue.
Don't you only have to sell like 100 copies to be a New York Times bestseller?
Yeah.
That's why like every
That's
book ever
easy.
is a New York Times bestseller.
Fuck yeah, man. You just gotta have a bunch of corporate assholes go, well, I'll read it. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's
Or you just
easy.
send it to them and then say they bought it.
Yeah, it just has to be a mainstream book. That's pretty much all I
You
think
could
there
just
is
buy
for it.
100 copies.
Take out
and
a
all of a
loan.
sudden you're a good artist.
Is that
or a
even
good
true?
writer.
Like, should we verify that?
No, that's true.
All right.
It's fact now.
I'll live with it, guys.
Or are we gonna
It's
look
good
at
enough
it
for
In
you,
our
Chris. It's
podcast,
good enough for our viewers.
If fucking worst comes to worst, it's just a fact in our podcast universe.
That's true.
It's just a fact in this room.
Yeah.
Howard sucked, man. I thought working for a millionaire would be a super nice experience. Like, it was weird living the lavish lifestyle, driving in expensive cars. He was like, I'm gonna get you a chauffeur outfit, you're gonna wear a nice suit. I'm like, Howard, I don't wanna fucking wear that.
No, not for $12 an hour.
Yeah, you can fuck right off. Not to mention, he would also, he has a horrible relationship with anybody who's paying money. In his mind, if he's giving you money, if you're doing a service for him, he doesn't have to treat you with respect. He's the one paying for that, right? So he'd go to restaurants and he'd disrespect everybody and he'd be like, I'm paying you money and my food is shit. and all this sort of fucking shit. Like, just an asshole. Like, just a really bad guy. And he loves drama. Whenever his fucking son would be loud and have a bunch of kids over, he would call the cops just to hear them argue. Like, he's so sick in the fucking head. He's a fucked up person. I fucking hate him, man. As soon as I told my girlfriend I started working for him, she's like, oh my god, thank god, I thought you were going to become like him. I'm like, no way in hell. I would need a stroke and $30 million to be like him.
This guy's fucked.
It's so fucked. I'll show you guys an article, too, about his son that he wrote, because his son wants to be an MLB player, right? BBQ, that's his dream, is to play MLB. He doesn't train at all. He's overweight. He doesn't fucking do nothing but play video games all day. And he's a compulsive liar, so he just tells people shit that'll make him happy and leave him alone, right? So it's his son's dream to be an MLB player. And I think it was BBQ's sophomore year of high school. He tried transferring him from like some super shitty like private school that has a garbage baseball team to Deering High School to play for them. But he wasn't attending Deering High School. His dad just wanted him to play fucking on the baseball team. And Deering's like, fuck no.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. You don't even know. We don't know you. And then he's like, fuck you, lawsuit. So he starts suing Deering High School. And it makes headlines, dude. There's a picture of BBQ and his dad walking out of the courthouse wearing matching USA Polo shirts. And they're just walking down the steps. And there's just a bunch of paparazzi. He was the dumbest shit ever. But BBQ is known throughout the country in the baseball world because of his name and because of the drama behind him. And what's even more fucked up is Howard, apparently BBQ has this little brother named Howard Bow Bow Yee. It doesn't change much. And Bow Bow fucking stole his dad's credit card and bought a shit ton of porn and video games and did all that. As a fucking kid will. Yeah. You know, if you have access to a credit card, I'm looking up Brazzers too. You know what I mean? So Howard hears about this and blames it straight on BBQ because BBQ always catches the blame for everything. And he's like, fuck you, you're not serious about baseball, you're playing video games. He pulls him out of all these programs, all these AAU baseball things, and then emails all of the coaches like nationwide talking about how he stole a credit card and started fucking watching porn and some shit. And all these coaches are like, we didn't even fucking hear about this kid, but this is awesome. His name is BBQ and he's buying porn? Yeah, dude.
We don't know who this is, but alright.
Yeah. So it was just this whole spiel. Apparently he was like one of the best pitchers in America at the time for like a sophomore year kid. Like he was projected to be in the MLB until this all happened. But that's just a whole saga, man. Howard fucking sucked dick. Don't ever work for a millionaire, dude, especially if he's like morally incorrect. Like, head, dude.
I guess not.
Awful shit. What was like the worst thing you guys had to do with that Little Caesars? Just shitty customers?
Customers are definitely the worst.
Yeah,
thing.
you ever get threatened by a tenant?
I
went to a
bet it's
house.
way worse.
Dude, I went to a house to collect rent, and they're like, we're not fucking paying. We have a leak in the ceiling. The fucking basement floods every time it fucking snows or rains. We're not paying shit. And I'm like, that's understandable, but I need the money. So it's like, I'm not giving you shit. I'll fucking kill you. I'm like, I'll have you evicted. Like, you don't. This isn't an argument. Like. And it felt so morally wrong to see somebody in distress about that, worrying about having to pay the fucking month's rent, because it was ridiculous. It was like a $700 apartment getting charged $1,500 a fucking month.
Goddamn.
Just something stupid. And his excuse was, you live in Falmouth, best city in Maine, super safe, Falmouth is great, you'll love Falmouth. Fuck, dude. Man, I got death threats. I got people messaging me. Just a few weeks ago, somebody texted me. He's like, if you ever plan on coming back to this property, you're going to get fucked up. And I'm like, well, I don't even work for him anymore, so you can just talk to Howard. Yeah, don't hit me up anymore. I'm just doing my job, man. I fucking hate it.
How long ago was this that you were working for him?
A few months ago.
Yeah,
I
December,
quit.
at least.
I stopped working for him in January, I believe. From like November to January, I busted my back for this fucking guy getting paid 50 cents above minimum wage. And what's fucked is he loves lowballing people. Like when I was talking to BBQ, I'm like, if there's any job that'll pay me more than $12 an hour that I was making at Market Basket, I'll fucking go and work for it. I don't give a fuck. And he's like, my dad offered you $12.50. I'm like, fuck it. It's more than $12. He kind of got me there. But he would always talk about, like, upping my pay and buying me all these cars and shit like that. And I knew he was just bluffing. Like I said, he's just trying to get me into it so, like, I can't go anywhere. Howard fucking finds these people at, like, halfway houses and, like, crack houses. And he'll hire them to be a housekeeper and, like, throw money at them just for them to end up relapsing in his fucking house. Right? So, like, every day there'd be a new crackhead. I would have to kick them out.
Do you think it's possible to like find someone crazy enough to try to fuck with him and like act like a drug addict and then like, get hired and then just like fucking
probably
destroy this guy?
I wouldn't doubt it.
That sounds funny as fuck.
I'm gonna get in
Just
on this.
milk the fuck out of it, get every last thing you can get out of it, and then
It's
just fucking
bad.
it.
You ain't getting
Bad.
much. That's the thing is he loves having people work for him, but he doesn't like paying them. It's the most backward shit ever. Like nobody's gonna be your employee if they're not getting paid. You fucking dyke.
I'll get into pain.
Figure it out, you know. So fucking I'm trying to think of some other stupid shit. He had hired this girl named Melissa, right? And Melissa's been around the house a while. She's like one of our regular crackheads, right? She would like always take these trips to Massachusetts to buy heroin and come back up all strung out, and it was my duty to get her off the property every fucking time. And I remember I was driving Howard home from one of these nights at a restaurant. He just got done flexing me off, talking about how I'm a chauffeur and all this shit.
Kind of. This sounds like when you just start Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. He's on the phone with this Alyssa chick, and she's like, Howard, I'm stuck in Massachusetts. I can't find a ride up here. Could you, like, PayPal me $200 or something like that? She's just trying to buy more drugs. And he's like, if you suck my dick, I'll give you anything. Like, you have to suck my dick first. And that's all he kept saying to her. And I'm like, Howard, you probably can't get it up. You know, you're in a wheelchair.
Half of your dick works.
Yeah, you're
You
like
got
60
stroke.
years old in a wheelchair. You're not getting an erection. You need Viagra special for that shit. You know
Is
what I
that a
mean?
picture of Howard?
Can you put it?
Yes! How'd you find that?
I looked it up on Facebook.
Yes!
Just put it on this.
Wait, let me see.
You gotta
this
put it
shit.
closer so they can actually
Yes.
see it.
There you go.
That chubby kid in the back, that's barbecue.
Fantastic.
That's barbecue, that's Howard, that's Baba. This picture's years old before his stroke.
Holy shit.
Uh-huh.
Goddamn.
Let me see that.
It's so fucking mad.
He already looks like an asshole.
Yeah,
Good job,
intern. Look up
Proud of
Prince Howard Barbecue Yee and then
That's
click
so
on the
pretty
Reddit article and just read it in that corner. You'll have a blast, dude.
Can we have
Such
Josh
a
every
blast.
week?
That's soaked.
Yeah, I just washed my hands.
Well, now it's soaked and you got the pod soaked.
You're soaked.
What the fuck? Why
Super
would you do
soaked.
that?
It's fine.
Why would you not
He
dry
shots
your
himself with it.
hands?
You guys one of those like little gun things that you used to pull out when you were a kid?
Man, I've
Sorry.
seen some shit work in there. I don't even regret it. It was an experience. You know what I mean? Like, working for a guy like that, you really learn where your place is. Like after living that lavish lifestyle, I just want a small house. You know what I mean? I want to live in like a shipping container at this
fuck
point.
this.
I want nothing to do with that lifestyle. I feel like money turns you into a prick. I want nothing to do with that. I'm okay working minimum wage now. I don't work minimum wage, thank God. But like, I could live a day-to-day 9 to 5 and be happy with myself after
would
working
shoot
for this
myself.
asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
If what?
Oh, just working like a shitty like 9 to 5 every day.
My job is
Die.
mint right now. I'm loving this.
I work
place.
10:30 to 6.
I
Close
don't.
enough.
I don't even work.
You'll figure it out.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, you found it.
That
fucking
baseball
article's
thing?
Sick.
The
That's a
co-
Reddit
The
post.
comedic tragedy of Korean barbecue.
Just give that a read. It's fucking
Here's an
gold.
absurd story, a comedic tragedy of sorts that I just
Hey,
can't let go
hey, get closer to the mic.
of. Alright,
Well, you can read it while in the. We already got you in it.
it's all good. I'm a Korean guy living in southern Maine, and in recent months I've heard a Korean-American high school kid who lives in southern Maine. His father's name is Howard Yee. His name is Prince Howard Yee, but that's a mouthful and a little pretentious for the first name, so naturally he goes by his middle name, Barbecue.
What a guy.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, that wasn't the article, but it has a link to the article in it.
No, let me see this.
Go, lads.
Go back to the Reddit post. You just got to read the Reddit post.
Yeah.
I'll read it out loud real quick. I'll read you the nitty gritty of it, right? Oh, you don't have the Reddit app?
No.
Joke's on you.
How
do you
not
not?
to...
Don't have Reddit.
How do you not have Reddit?
Yo. It was close.
Let me fucking start. A few weeks later, I saw Barbecue's name in a local newspaper article shared by one of his friends, who apparently had Howard Yee as her former landlord in Portland. She shared about how Howard Yee was a nightmare of a landlord, refused to fix the boiler during the winter. This is illegal in Maine, by the way. And threatened her with multiple lawsuits. She also shared how she lived in the Portland property that Howard Yee falsely claimed to live in order to put barbecue in the Portland's baseball district. This article just goes on and talks about the whole fucking porn situation I was explaining and all this stupid shit. But it ends on a pretty good note. One of my favorite things is the first comment on this thing. It says, I was hoping this was a story about a Korean barbecue place coming in Maine. I'm as disappointed as Howard. But it's just a beautiful fucking thing, man.
That's incredible.
I don't miss working for him at all. But I ain't
Cut this
gonna do
out.
it, dude.
That was like every Saturday morning.
Like I said, dude, 10 minutes.
That's
of
where
footage.
that's a youth league that comes
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's gonna
that's
be the
shit.
barbecue story. It's gonna be the Hayden Wilkins, and that's the podcast. Everything
I worked a lot of jobs for a fucking 18-year-old. Like, you guys know what excavation is?
Yeah.
Like, the nitty-gritty, like, laying pipe. Everyone who works excavation, they love saying that, I lay pipe for a living. You probably got a small dick, bro. You gotta stop saying that. But I worked for a company called Woods, and you can keep this in because...
That's ironic. Woods.
Yeah,
Small dick.
yeah. Laying pipe for Woods, dude. The owner of it, his name is John Woods, and he's like senile. He's getting super old, so he's like passing the company off to his son. My older brother Will used to work there, and he got me a job there for the summertime, and it was just like so many OSHA violations. Like if any city surveyor came and saw the shit we were doing, we would have gotten pulled out. I was 17 at the time working for him, which is incredibly illegal.
super.
That's just not cool by itself. I was getting paid under the table, which is also kind of illegal. And we were just doing stupid shit. You guys know what a trench box is?
Yeah.
Do you guys know what a trench box is?
I have no idea.
So, in excavation, when we dig a hole to, like, put in a pipe, if the hole is too big, we use something called a trench box. It's just this giant piece of fucking iron with, like, bars that hold it together, and you put it in the trench, so that way, if it collapses, you got a little box to sit in. You're gonna be okay, right? We tried so hard to get this trench box installed. It got to the point where I was on top of it while the excavator was pulling it up, and I was, like, trying to line it up and, like, shift my weight on. The most illegal shit possible, dude. Our foreman, he would always say, OSHA suggestion. It was the scariest shit, man. I worked there for a while. I worked at Burger King. That was my first job ever.
That was my like first job.
Mm-hmm.
it
BK's not a
sucked.
bad place to start.
So there was a night that I was working there. Mind you, I'm 16,
Mm-hmm.
awkward as fuck, no social skills, no idea what I'm doing. And when I went in for the interview, the dude who interviewed me, he had a name tag that said Zen. And I was like, fuck yeah.
That's the shit.
And then I thought he was a pretty chill dude through the interview, and then I started working there. Kind of find out, one, not a cool guy. Two, his name wasn't even Zen. I don't even remember what his actual name was, but he just had like a bunch of bullshit name tags.
That's really funny.
Just in case somebody complains to corporate.
Pretty
Corporate's
much.
like, who the fuck's Zen?
And there was a night that the power went out, and the way that like they used to like he would just shout orders to us,
Mm-hmm.
and the
Were
way
you
that
like
they
a
would do
line
them-
cook?
Yeah, I mean, no. But, like, he just, for some reason, that's how he did it. And he just yelled at me one day because I was, like, running fry and shit, so I don't, like, have a screen.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to always be like, 1 mozz or 2 mozz, as in, like, 2 orders
Yeah.
of mozzarella sticks, and one day he goes, 7 mozz. I'm like, fuck, that's a lot of fucking mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, dude.
Put the whole fucking bag down in the fryer,
Uh-huh.
drop her in, power goes out. So,
I'd be so
they're
mad.
just chilling in the fryer, and we're like, fuck, and he starts walking around, and he gets up to the fryers, and he starts pulling all the baskets out, and he pulls it up. He goes, who did this? I'm like, and he's just like, you know we make these to order, right? Yeah, you said 7 mozz. Yeah, like 7 mozzarella sticks I needed. I'm like, you've never called it out like that. He's like, you wasted all of these mozzarella sticks. I'm like, I don't know
That
why
sucks.
you said it differently than you normally do. That's your fault. You
I'd
fucked
be
up.
fucking pissed, man.
Yeah, and then we had like a health project, and I was gonna do it with Alex, and I asked for the night off. I'm like, I need this night off. I can't fail this class. Scheduled me.
That's not cool.
So I just didn't go, didn't call. They called me like 7 times, didn't answer, never went back.
Just no call, no show.
Yo,
When I
it's
worked
the only
at
time
Burger
I've ever done. Actually, I mean, I've never put in my 2-week notice.
King. Me neither. There's no
But-
point.
Yeah, it's dumb. Like, why would you?
Why should I
leave?
notify somebody just to not go?
Unless it's a good job.
When I worked at Burger King, we had a gay Irish manager named Mike, and I would wear these super tight black pants. At the time, I used to play football, so my legs were just swole. They were on swole mode. And he would stare at my ass for uncomfortably long periods of time. It would fuck with me so hard. I'd turn around, and Mike's just like... I'm like, Mike, I'm 15, you're gay, I'm uncomfortable. We gotta figure this out. There was I got a guy fucking fired. He didn't get fired, he got transferred, which means, like, you're not good enough for this place, to send you to a shittier one. This guy named Kevin, right? I'm sure you know at BK, when somebody makes an order, you either got take in or take out, right?
Wait. His name is Kevin.
Yeah.
Was he like a real big guy?
No, he's a piece of shit. You look like a little scumbag. He had, like, black hair, and he just sucked dick. Like, I hated this guy.
Well, there was a guy named Kevin at our store, and he used to, like, slap all the girls' asses with the spatulas. And he would, like, take the fries and, like, throw it
This
down
guy had,
cleavage.
like, gamer back, even though he doesn't know how to play games, and he would just, like, look around like this, all pissed off all the time. But you know how it's, like, take in and take out, and you either put it on a tray or on a bag, right?
Right.
It's a takeout, and he puts it on the fucking tray. And I'm like, you're a manager here, and you fucked that up. So I take the ticket, because I noticed a mistake, and I circle takeout, and I put it on a fucking bag. He comes back, like, 2 minutes later, and he looks at it, and he's like, you didn't have to do that. I'm like, didn't have to do what? I'm making it clear that it's a takeout order. He's like, yeah, but you didn't have to circle it like that. I'm like, you didn't have to put it on the tray. It's fucking takeout. Like, what do you want me to do? You're the one who's a manager here, and you're fucking up the simplest part of an order. And we just start going at it. He's like, how are you going to tell me to do my job when you can't even do your job right? And I'm like, apparently I am. Like, I'm the only person who is. And we just start going after it. And Mike, he loved me because he loved my ass. He was like, Kevin, this is like, you always have issues with the new people who work here. The fact that you couldn't tell a fucking takeout order from a take-in order is just embarrassing. Like, I get why you're upset, but you got to go. So they sent him off to, like, the Gorham BK, and I just quit the job 2 weeks later. I was like, I'm done with this place, dude. I don't want to fucking sit here and just get yelled at all the time.
It sucks, too. Like,
Yeah.
It's, like, fucking nuts.
It's a weird atmosphere.
And they don't even, like, McDonald's, though, you work here, free meal. Burger King,
50% off. So
Fuck
stupid.
you. That's
So
fucking
dumb.
stupid.
I remember.
And it's not even like I can come in when I'm not working and get 50%.
Only
No, they
on
fucking
clock.
charge you full fucking price.
It's the dumbest shit. Did you guys have a hole in your store? You know what the hole is?
I don't know.
So there's always 2 takeout windows, right? Or 2 drive-thru windows. We had one called the hole, and we would send. It's so fucked up.
Our Burger King only has the one window,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Lucky you, right? That's the shit.
What is the hole?
So it's literally this fucking like 2x2 room with a cash register in it and a stool. And we would send the kids who like hardly spoke English or like anybody of any ethnicity. It was so awful. I don't understand why they only. There was never a white kid in there. I never understood it. We had this Arabic kid named like Ahmed or some shit like that. He would always get put in the hole. And there's no AC, and there's a fucking window right there, so the sun's beating on you and stuff like that. And the reason we call it a hole is because it's a fucking just a tiny ass room.
Yeah.
And nobody talks to you in there. You literally.
It's like a prison hole.
Yeah, there's a price that pops up on your screen. You charge the people for it, and that's it. It's the most depressing shit ever. I luckily never had to be in the hole. You know?
Alright, so I got hired at Dunkin' by this lady who just quit, so no one knew who I was except for him. And he was only like, yeah, he actually works here. Like, he got hired. Because it was just the assistant manager at the time. Assistant manager, hot as fuck.
Oh my
She
god.
was like
Connie.
23. Real, like,
What was her name?
Connie. Like, super flirty, but like with everyone.
Yeah.
But she was super hot, so I was just like, alright.
Boost the morale a bit.
I hope she sees this, dude.
So,
Send it to her.
first day, they put me in the back room. I'm watching videos. They tell me that it's gonna be like 4 days of training videos. First day. Wait a second. I forgot about the actual first day. I forgot about this part. I had to do another first day in another
She had
store.
2 first days.
So it was like completely different, but it was just like in another store. So I did some of the training videos. Went to the Wyndham store. Did the training videos for that day. And like, told me 4 days. I get in there and I figure out you can fucking play 6 videos at a time. So I started playing 6 videos at a time, fucking, and they're like,
Is that why no one at Dunkin' Donuts has any competence?
yeah.
Because you guys
Well,
just
no, they didn't know that you could do this either.
Oh, okay. Well, Matt was a pioneer.
Yeah.
So I do these 6 videos. I'm fucking doing the tests, like easy shit, and I go out and I'm like, I'm done. She's like, what do you mean you're done? I'm like, I finished all of them. She goes, you couldn't have. There's 4 days.
Does
worth.
it track you?
Yeah, so it's supposed to, but it didn't. I basically was just like, watch these videos in this section, finish the test. Videos in this section, finish
You
the
did
test.
it all in one day.
Yeah.
CEO.
Exactly. So, like, I do all of that, tell her I'm done. She goes, well, you can't be done. Like, you have to keep watching videos. I'm like, what are the videos there to watch? So she finds 2 management videos. She's like, they're an hour long each, watch these. So I watch half of one. I'm like, dude, I can play these ones at the same time, too. So I play them both at the same time. Hour and a half later,
Pass
I'm
the
like,
test on
done.
those?
She goes, you watched both of those videos? I'm like, yeah, and now I'm fucking manager trained. So, like, I'm better than you, basically. I'm ready for this. Throw me out on the floor. She's like, alright, can you make a coffee? And I'm like, no. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean make a coffee?
You're like, the CEO doesn't make coffees.
I was like, I just watched all these videos and I didn't get how to make a coffee. You're gonna have to show me this. So I got her to train me the first day. It was fucking sick.
I'd be stoked.
Did you become an assistant manager?
No. I worked there for 3 weeks.
Jeez, man.
So
Yikes.
end up going back, I'm working there a little bit, just fucking off every day, not giving a fuck.
You tell them about we're gonna talk about,
The quitting day?
yeah, we played that game called How High Can We Get the Drive-Thru Timer?
Yeah. Yeah, so
What?
so I worked there. So I'm there for like 3 weeks, fucking off every day. Just every day is just getting worse and worse and worse. Just like, I hate going. I hate waking up early. It fucking sucks going there. Minimum wage. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going today. I stopped showing up for 3 days. 3 days, no call, no show. Connie calls. She's like, hey, it's like 5 in the morning. She's like, hey, do you think you can come in? I was like, no. What do you mean, do you think I can come in? I'm not even scheduled today, and I haven't showed up for my past 3 shifts. No. She's like, can you please come in today? We're understaffed. He was already there. She's like, I need you to come in today, please. I'm like, what am I getting out of this? She's like, I'll come pick you up. And I'm like, alright, cool.
That's your dick speaking right there. Connie? Okay.
So she comes and picks me up. And we just talk in the car for a bit, going to work or whatever. I get there. We sit in the parking lot for
You
a few
realize that
minutes
you actually
just
have to
talking.
work?
So then we get there, we go inside eventually, I clock in, she fucking just goes right to work. And I can see it's busy as fuck, line out the door, drive-thrus wrapped around the building. I go back, clock in,
Matt's trying to like tuck his
I
dick
see a
between his
donut.
legs.
I'm like, damn, I haven't eaten yet this morning, that looks pretty good. Take a donut, sit down. Fucking half an hour later till anyone's like, yo, are you gonna work? I was like, yeah, I guess so. So I get up. I guess I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, I don't feel like making coffees.
Who does?
Yeah, exactly. So this girl named Sam Shoot was on the fucking register. I'm like, yo, Sam, this is mine. Like, and Connie got real pissed about that. She's like, no, Sam is on drive-thru. I'm like, nah. I'm on drive-thru right now.
Keep in mind, I'm the one
'Cause
taking
he's
the
taking
orders.
orders.
For drive-thru right there next to him.
So I started getting on the fucking handing out orders. I'm fucking standing there. Alex is just like, all right, it's time to fuck off. Because we're both just right
He
next
says
to
it over
each
the
other.
face.
Just like, all right, we're
It's
fucking
time.
off now.
It's time.
So the first thing we did is I started asking, like, everyone after their order, even if they just got like just a coffee or just a donut, I'd be like, would you like ranch with that? Like I stole it from Eric Andre a little bit. I've been watching a lot of that at the time, and I liked yelling ranch. I would just scream it. Like, I would just, like, be on the floor, like, sea of people in the building. And I'd be like, I can feel the ranch inside me! Like, and, like, customers would just look at me, like afraid. Like, it was a good time.
They're like, this is not the usual heroin addict I'm used to.
Yeah. And so, we get through, like, 30 people before finally someone says yes. I'm like, would you like ranch with that? And the guy just, like, got, like, a donut. And he was like, yeah, actually, you guys have ranch? And I was like, And I was like, oh, let me go check.
So when I hear him say, the guy say yes, I'm halfway handing a coffee out the window. This lady's trying to grab it. I hear that with the headset. I die laughing, pull the coffee back in, set it down, fucking dying laughing. This lady's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I just like muted my mic to laugh, like for a minute while I go check to have ranch that we don't have. Like, there's no ranch in Dunkin' Donuts, and the fucking. So we're losing our shit for a minute, and then fucking I get back on, and I'm like, oh, sorry, dude, we don't even have ranch. He's like, oh, okay, and then he just moved on, and I kept asking people for a while.
Did you ever get that coffee to that lady?
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
So literally, at one point, when you get into the Wyndham Dunkin' Donuts, I don't know if you've been there, once you get in that drive-thru, there's no leaving that drive-thru. It's a building and trees.
Nice.
You get fucking, you're through that drive-thru. And we have the clock. Tells us how long from the point where they have taken their order
to when they get it.
when they get it.
I think it starts beeping at like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, so it starts beeping at 45 seconds, and fucking we're like, let's just see how high we can get.
there is a so
It's so ignorant.
it starts beeping at 45 seconds. At this point where we're like, fuck it, let's see how high we can get, it's already up to 15 minutes. Like, we're just fucking off, not giving a shit, just like...
We did all of this because we were mad at the manager. Not Connie, the hot one, but the full store manager.
Yeah.
She was just
got hired.
She was a dumbass, dude. I hated her.
Shit.
She would just go outside and smoke a cigarette, like, while we were in the middle of, like, a rush.
Like, she was stressed.
And so we were just
and
like...
she was pregnant.
Like, let's just not...
Yeah. Pregnant and being like, yo, I need to go smoke a cigarette. This is too much. We're like, you're telling us. We're the ones fucking working.
What do you
She,
think
like,
she's
she,
gonna
like,
do
moved
when, like,
there
her
from
kid
New
shits
Hampshire
her
for that
pants
job,
and she
too.
just goes out and smokes a
She
cigarette?
moved to another state.
Yeah,
to
she
become a
moved there from
manager
New
at
Hampshire
Dunkin'
just to
Donuts.
fucking come work there. And we were just
Make
like...
14 an hour.
Yeah,
and
this
kill her
lady's
child
a
with
dumbass.
nicotine.
Yeah.
And so fucking, we got the drive-through time up to a half hour, bro. Because we just walked away.
That's probably a record.
Yeah, that's what we were going for, dude. We were like, we gotta set the record. And we just like went. I was just like screwing around because we had a bunch of friends that worked there. That,
Imagine being the person that's just like waiting for 30
So,
fucking minutes.
Connie was in the office the whole time. Doesn't even like really know what's happening. She's like the assistant manager trying to figure out the manager shit. Just manager's not
She
doing
didn't watch
it.
the videos like you did.
Pretty much. So she eventually comes out, sees that it's at half an hour. She looks dead in my eyes as I'm sitting there eating some fucking hash browns. I fucking leaned against the counter. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know, just eating some hash browns. I'm hungry." And so after that, she was like, "You gonna fucking work?" And I was like, "I'm trying my best."
By this point, I was literally just like, I would take the mic and like everybody else has a mic on it, like on Sandwich and stuff, and you know you can like talk to each other, right? And I just hit that button, just start going, Rich! Like,
I would have taken you out back. I would have been so upset if I was like trying to bust my ass off and all I hear is Rich. We'd have issues, man.
no, dude, everyone was on board. Everyone at that point had agreed that the
Did you guys
manager
just get
was
free
shit.
food, or was
we just,
Matt just stealing
I was
food?
just stealing it.
That's what
I
most
didn't give a
people
fuck
do
at that
anyways.
point.
We just like, we got everyone riled up. We were like, we're not gonna stand for this bullshit. It's being run like shit, and we're gonna show them how shit it can be. And everyone's like, yeah!
What
Ranch!
really started it though is everyone was at that point with that place, but then I had already not shown up for 3
Yeah,
days.
Matt had already quit.
What were they gonna do? Fire me? I was like, okay, like I don't care.
I'm just
So
here
everyone
for
was
the
just
money.
like, damn, like this guy's got it.
Yeah.
You guys have figured out.
There was something else I was gonna. Oh yeah, so I stayed the whole shift that day.
Nice.
I worked from like 6 in the morning to like 2 in the afternoon. Alex left at like 10 o'clock. So I'm just there by myself. I'm working with these 2 girls. Like it's slowed down 2 o'clock. No one's fucking there.
Average times were like 25 minutes now.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's like the store's dead at this point. They're like, can you clean the culotta machine? And I was like, I've never done that. I've only worked here 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and it's my last day. I don't give a fuck about how that gets done. They're like, well, we need someone to clean it, and I was like, okay.
Yo, intern.
So
Can you drive?
Well, I can,
Okay.
but not legally.
Oh, I was gonna ask if you go pick some food up, dude.
I can order DoorDash.
That's
That's
okay.
expensive as fuck.
Yeah,
Crazy
I mean, if you're
expensive.
paying for it.
If you're doing it, don't tip the DoorDash driver. Let him like understand that he should just stop being a DoorDash driver. That's the best way to learn is when you get tips.
I found out.
I went like a day. I went a day where I didn't sleep for like 72 hours. I was
a
like,
day.
well, it was all one day to me. It was Alex was like, bro.
Man.
Alex was doing DoorDash at the time. I was like, I should come with you, dude. Like, I'm gonna DoorDash with you.
You guys are fucking lucky, man.
I know. We're from Wyndham, dude.
Well, yeah, no, the cops don't really. If you go to Gorham, they give a fuck.
Yeah.
Wyndham, they're just like,
We got stopped by the cops once.
Wyndham cops, all they care about is like pulling people over.
mm.
So as a kid, you don't gotta fucking worry about that.
I've had so many run-in with cops at Westbrook. It's fucking ridiculous. Just this summer,
My
last
only
summer-
one was with him.
Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna tell that story first, and then I'll talk about my criminal charges. So, me and Christian have this mutual friend who's also in the National Guard. I'm not joining his unit, but we'll be seeing each other, I'm sure. His name is Dante Edgerly. He's a fucking badass dude. I love Dante. Fucking, I wrestled with him, played football with him. Christian grew up with him, so like he's just a really cool fucking guy.
Yeah.
He's probably like a few inches shorter than I am, probably like 5'8", 5'7", and he's the biggest dude you'll ever fucking meet in your life, dude. He has a fat tattoo of like a skull, and it says Edge on it because his last name's Edgerly, and everyone calls him D-Edge. And he's just like a scary looking dude. But you talk to him, he's like, hey man, how's it going? Like, he's so fucking nice. Me, Christian, and Dante went to the Westbrook Together days, and we were just bored as fuck. We were tired of it. You're like, let's just walk to McDonald's. Like, fuck the Together days. Me and Christian, that was the same night we did the fake shrooms, and we just weren't feeling shit. We were just done with it.
Fuck it, bro.
Yeah, we
We're
started
leaving.
walking to this fucking McDonald's, and there was, you know where the the Dairy Queen is in Westbrook?
Yeah.
Right on that main street? There was a fucking garage sale sign that pointed to the road right to the right, and they're like, come buy our stupid shit.
Keep in mind, all this is happening. Dante, like, has an interview tomorrow at that same.
Yeah, so Dante's trying to get a job at this DQ, and I see this sign right in front of it, I'm like, I walk up and I kick this sign as hard as I can, this fucking garage sale sign. It just flies across the road. As soon as my foot makes contact with this sign, woo! We just see blue lights and we're all like, fuck! We all just started booking it down
That
this
fucking
fucking
scene
street.
in, like, the first Free Willy when
Yeah,
they're
we
all
just
running
started
from the
running.
cops.
I go and hide behind a tree. Christian's like freaking out in the middle of the road, and Dante, like, he starts running, and then he's like, oh, I'm black, I'm gonna get shot. he just starts walking, like, he's like, fuck it, dude. So the
He's
cop,
calling his parents. He's like,
yeah,
dude,
the
I'm not
cop
coming home
sees
tonight.
Christian and Dante complying. At this point, Christian's like so freaked out because he's never seen the cops, he's never been.
Yeah, yeah.
He starts taking his shirt off. he's like got his hands up and he's taking his shirt off like, I don't have anything. We're like, Christian, put your shirt on. What are you fucking doing, dude? He's like so fucking freaked out. The cop gets down the street, just shines his spotlight at my dumb ass sitting behind a tree. I'm like, oh, you got me. We all walk out and he has us sit on the hood of his fucking cruiser. And he gets out and he's like, which one of you guys kicked the fucking sign? And we're all just looking at each other like,
Me and Dante were like, wait, we kicked a sign?
we were just acting ignorant on it. He's like, I will fucking go back and watch the dash cam footage and charge one of you guys, whoever's fucking lying to me, because I know one of you guys kicked that fucking sign.
I wonder what would have happened to me and Dante if you did get charged. Do you think they would just let us go?
You think they're gonna charge you over a garage sale sign? That's what I was thinking at the time. So we get to a point where we're all just sitting on the hood of the car. I finally confess to kicking the fucking sign because I'm like, what the fuck, dude, this is a sign. He calls back up and it's like this boss fucking cop chick and she's like, what's going on here? And I'm like, I kicked the sign.
They're like, guys, there's a black guy here.
Yeah.
We gotta get back up.
He's like, it's like 9 o'clock at this point, pitch black. We're sitting there on the cruiser. The lights are on. All the employees at Dunkin' Donuts are like recording out
Dairy
the
Queen,
window and like watching all of us. And Dante's trying to get a job there, so this doesn't look good for him at all. He's coming in for an interview tomorrow, and he's sitting there outside talking to police the night before, and he ends up getting the job there for him. Congratulations, Dante. We're
That's
happy
pretty
for you, bro.
impressive.
You know? Yeah, he's such a nice guy. He's a good fucking guy. So the cop is like, all right, it's 9 o'clock. Curfew is at 10. None of you guys are 18. If you guys don't fucking, if I see you on the streets at 10 o'clock, I'm stopping you guys again. We're like, No, you're not.
We're going to McDonald's.
Yeah,
dude.
we're going to McDonald's. So we walk to McDonald's, we get food, we're like still shaking, like freaking the fuck out about the
We get a
cops.
Snapchat. It's us on the car.
Yeah, we
Somebody-
get pictures. They're like, what are you guys doing? So stupid. The deal was we would put the sign back and the cop would leave us alone. It was a pretty sick fucking deal.
Yeah.
Speaking of fucking deals, let me tell you guys about this dumb shit about me getting fucking pulled over, right? You guys ever been with a chick who's like crazy?
Yeah.
Back shit, dude?
We're in Maine, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to this girl. Her name's Fiona. I'm not gonna say her last name. She's just a
This is
chick.
the
from
only
Shrek,
Fiona?
as far as they know. Yeah, right. So this Fiona chick, fucking drives a Toyota Camry. That was like a 2015. And I love the fucking thing. She hated driving, so what she would do is she'd pick me up. She'd be like, "Oh my god, I have a headache. Can you drive?" Like, she doesn't have a fucking headache. She just wants to see me whip the thing. I'm like, fuck yeah. So I didn't have a license at this time. All I had was a permit, and I was just cruising this fucking thing. We were on I-95. I was pushing 120, and this is right when COVID hit. There's nobody on the roads, clear as fuck. And I'm just in a clapped out fucking stock Toyota Camry pushing 120, just like fucking redlining it
He's at
down
the
to the
top
floor.
speed.
Yeah, as fast as the fucking thing will go. We go through like fucking checkpoint after just like hauling ass. And then I see a construction zone. I'm like, I'm gonna be considerate. You know, I put it down from like 120 like 95. like I'm like, I better slow down at least a little bit. And I end up passing this semi truck, and right in front of the semi truck is a Falmouth cop. And he follows us all the way into fucking Westbrook. And as soon as I'm about to turn on exit 48, right where Riverside
Did you know that he
Street
was
is and
following?
stuff-
Was he following you with lights?
No, he was just behind me. I thought the
Here.
semi truck was behind me because all I saw was just headlights and then a big ass truck. I'm like, fuck it, dude. It's just a truck.
The semi's also going 100.
Yeah.
Like
As soon as I get onto this fucking exit ramp and I'm about to turn in, I see fucking blue. So I'm like, God, there's no fucking way, dude. I pull over and I stopped it, put it in fucking park, and the chick's freaking out. She's like, we have to switch seats because I have my license and you don't. I'm like, you're in an untinted fucking Toyota Camry. He sees us right now. If we switch seats, we're more fucked than we would have been. I'm not switching seats. I'll just take the fall for it. I don't give a fuck. Cop walks up to the window. He looks like a porn star. Big black dude. He was light skinned, blue eyes. Like he looked like he fucked. You know what I mean?
More.
Yeah, he looked like he fucked, man. And he comes up. He's like, license, registration, proof of insurance, please. I'm like, officer, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't got no license. I'm not gonna sit here and try to bluff you out on this.
you look at the girl. Is this insured? Is this?
So I'm telling him that, and he's like, give me a second. He runs back to his car. And he's like trying to explain. He's like, can I let him go? No, he was criminal speeding. No, fuck it, dude. He comes back out and he's like, I'm gonna write you up for criminal speeding. You have a court date on this day. You just can come in, fucking do whatever. And I'm like, sweet, criminal speeding, that's one charge. I'm gonna have a license. I can't lose it. Fuck it. What is there to lose, right? I'll wait like a month. I go to my court date and I show up and they're like, so the DA office is adding on driving without a license and that's 2 criminal charges. You could face up to 30 days in jail to a year. And I'm like, huh, that's not fucking cool. And they're like, yeah, but they're offering you a plea deal. You have to get your driver's license and complete a defensive driver's course. And what that'll do is it'll drop the charge for driving without a license. And they would, because there's some weird thing with speedometers or whatever, they're like, there's a 5 mile an hour inaccuracy. Where like if like, let's say you were going 92, the cops could lie and say you're going like 80, 88 or something like that. So they're like, we'll drop it down from 92 to 89 and that will make it excessive speeding rather than criminal speeding. And the other charge will get dropped. And criminal speeding, or excessive speeding, I think it's just like it's not a criminal charge. Yeah. It's not a criminal charge at all. I'm like, sick, sweet, I can do that. Spend like 2 fucking months, $50, fucking going through a defensive driver's course, and I finally get my license, and I'd like keep calling the courthouse like, when's my next court date? They're like, it's been continued. I'm like, what the fuck you mean it's been continued? I'm like, I call them every single week, Monday at 2 o'clock on the dot, like, so when's my court date? Continued. I called them for fucking 2 months straight. They're like, dude, we just don't have a date for you. I'm like, so what the fuck am I gonna do? Fuck off. I get a letter in the mail from Falmouth PD, and they're like, we have this thing called restorative justice program. Your crime was non-violent and it was victimless, so you are eligible to do this restorative justice program. And it's literally like an AA meeting for fucking like degenerates. Like I go in there and kids are in there for like graffiti and like fucking like just the dumbest shit. And I'm sitting there like, dude, I was going 30 miles over the speed limit. What you want from me? But it was sick. I just talked about it, spoke to some like stupid social workers that were just there for the program, and they just completely dropped my charges. 2 criminal charges done and off my fucking record.
That's pretty good.
Nice, dude. Now my insurance is cheaper because I got the driver's course.
God damn.
Is it actually cheaper than it normally would
So
be?
much cheaper. cheaper.
That sounds like a great thing to end on.
I'm stoked, dude.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Happy endings.
Yeah. Yeah, at least they didn't fucking put me in. I was so worried they were gonna be like, yeah, so they took away the plea deal. You're going to jail, fucker.